First Division and the upper reaches of the third. Cambridge United in the yellow strip were in a mood to find out.
Well, the last time Arsenal reached the semi-finals was back in 1983 when they lost to Manchester United. Winterburn's cross. Oh, great goal! Campbell's glancing header, and it was just wide of John Vaughan. A really good cross by Nigel Winterburn. But what a perfectly glanced header this is by Kevin Campbell. The merest of touches, and it's right beyond the goalkeeper's fingers and in by the far post. And Campbell's third goal of the season has given Arsenal the lead. Dublin. Hall got there just before Taylor. Well, Taylor won that one though. Cheetham feels for handball. Still Cheetham. Cross for Dublin. He got a touch. Oh, it's in! Dion Dublin looped it over the top of David Seaman, and Cambridge have equalised. So David Seaman won't keep a clean sheet in this match. What a great cross by Cheetham, and what an unorthodox finish by Dion Dublin. Maybe that's what confused Seaman. Davis will take it. Adams. Bold chipped up to the far post. Smith. Adams. It's 2-1 Arsenal. Now will they give that to Tony Adams? No doubt from his reaction that Tony Adams is claiming it. He might have had a shot earlier, and Bold chipped up to the far post to Smith. A good save from Vaughan. It wouldn't have gone in. Adams has scored his fourth of the season. Dixon with the throw. Put forward by Ledbetter. Oh, Taylor's gone around O'Leary, and O'Leary tried to pull him back. Taylor! Fine save, Seaman. Dublin! It was blocked by Adams, I think, and it's a corner.
2-1 to Arsenal. George Graham's first FA Cup semi-final as a manager, arriving with his team top of the First Division. But thoughts of the double haven't crossed his mind, he said.
Yeah, I think the media talk about it more than the people involved. We've got another 12 games to go in the league, 36 points. There's a lot of points to be won and lost. We're in the semi-final of the Cup. We're too professional to start sort of thinking in those terms.
But the destiny's in your own hands, isn't it?
Yeah, if we win every game, I think we've got a chance.
Two things: you go to Wembley, or you take 40,000 supporters 120 miles up the motorway. Now, neither we nor the police nor the supporters would have been particularly happy with that, so we've chosen Wembley, and one of the fortunate byproducts of it will be that it will be a good payday for the game of football.
Was the safety of the fans the paramount factor?
Yes. We've always put the tradition of the FA Cup first. I think we've now moved into an era where we have to put the safety and the convenience of the supporters first, with the tradition of the competition coming a very close second. Wembley will be able to take all of the fans from Arsenal and Spurs who want to see the game, and they won't have too far to travel to see it.
Good evening. Yes, either Arsenal or Spurs will be going to Wembley at least twice. Incidentally, both semi-finals will be live here on BBC One on Sunday, the 14th of April. Football all that day for you. Well, three clubs, of course, made sure of their places over the weekend.
Adams. Bold chipped up to the far post. Smith. Adams. It's 2-1 Arsenal.
The decision has been forced upon you, and the FA didn't really want to take this step.
Without any doubt, and I do not believe it would have been taken except because of the two clubs involved. If it had been West Ham and Arsenal, we should have played the game at Tottenham. Between Tottenham and West Ham, we'd have played the game at the Arsenal. This, I think, is the only conundrum that would enter the consideration as to why we should move to Wembley, and I believe it's a one-off situation. I think it's quite unlikely that it will be repeated. Now, having made that statement, perhaps something will happen, and it will happen again. But at this moment of time, I can think of no other reason why we should go to Wembley for a semi-final.
But it's the right decision for this one, I would have thought. Bob,
I think it's definitely that. It's as Bert Millichip said, it's a one-off. They're obviously bearing in mind Hillsborough and the problems of Hillsborough. 50,000 people going up the M1 didn't make sense. Maybe Twickenham might have been a possibility, but...
They'd have had to cut the grass, Bob.
Well, they proved they had to have done that. But the Football Association have often received a lot of criticism, but they've thought about the fans here. They put the fans first, and they will fill, I'm certain, 80,000 there at Wembley.
Yeah, but they won't have any protocol match or anything. It won't be
oh
like
no,
the final.
I think that's important. There's nothing before it. Just
So
get out, get on with the game, and
won't detract from the final, or it shouldn't do in actual
I
fact.
don't think it will.
Now, Paul Gascoigne, let's turn to him just before we close. He's gone into hospital today for an operation, which might underline just how good his performance was yesterday. Or
yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. I'm delighted for him, not as an Arsenal man. I really think that the lad was in pain, and it diminishes performance, and. They're taking a risk, obviously, in trying to get him back. I mean,
would he be ready for the semi-final?
Very close. Chris Waddle came. Well, he did make the cup final, and I think it took him 5 weeks. So on that basis, he might not be able to do it. But I think we all hope he'll do it, and I think Tottenham have done the right thing. I really do.
He's vital for them, though.
Well, apart from anything else, it's his long-term career. You can't just look at short-term things. You've got to look at a guy who can keep England going for a long time.
But of course, he's out of the England match against the Republic of Ireland, isn't it? Pity for him. Yeah. But fascinating semi-finals. Thanks, Bob. So a reminder that on Sunday the 14th of April, we'll have both semi-finals for you live. Spurs against Arsenal from Wembley will kick off at midday, and then Forest against West Ham kick off 3:30 at Villa Park. Just plan a bit of lunch and leave the rest to us. Cheerio.
Avoid defeat against Sunderland today. Arsenal skipper Tony Adams faced the press yesterday for the first time since his release from prison, and our man Matt Tyler was there.
After a season full of remarkable highs and depressing lows, Tony Adams has proved that life as a professional footballer can be a harrowing experience. His knack of attracting the wrong kind of media attention has landed the Arsenal skipper in trouble as the Gunners push for a League and Cup double. This ill-advised two-finger gesture at Queen's Park Rangers was the first in a series of unsavoury incidents and cost him a heavy fine. 2 weeks later, a red card for a professional foul on the plastic at Luton. Then the biggest blow of all, a drink driving offence resulting in a prison sentence and Christmas behind bars at Chelmsford. Adams' rehabilitation was underlined this week when he signed a boot sponsorship deal worth £50,000. He still won't talk about his experiences in prison, but is grateful for the support from George Graham. With the double now in sight, Graham has warned about looking too far into the future.
The governor's dead right. You know, you can't think of them things. You've got to take one game as it comes. I know I'm being really boring, but that's the way you do it. You know, you lose 3-4 games now, and we've blown it basically. So we're just going to worry about Leeds and try and break them down. I'm going to try and do my best in the team because I'm just part of the team. And hopefully we'll win and we'll get 3 points on Sunday.
But obviously, as captain of Arsenal, to lift the 2 trophies at the end of a season, which has been really incident-packed for you, would be remarkable, wouldn't it?
Of course. That'd be fantastic. You know, I'd rather have 3, but we're out. So we're out of 1 competition, so I couldn't have 3. You know, there's 3 trophies available every season. And if I'd lift one of them, it'd be great. And that's basically it. You know, if I lift both, then it would be absolutely superb.
Paul Merson's Anfield winner earlier this month has gone a long way to breaking Liverpool's domination of the English game. Arsenal are now championship favourites, and Adams reckons more competition can only be healthy.
I think the more the merrier. I think it's good for games. You know, make every team that come here a big game. Obviously, Spurs are a very good team. We're going to have a very hard game against them, and. But Liverpool is a fantastic team, and obviously we're still trying to emulate them.
Graham Taylor says that Adams' England future won't be affected by his disciplinary problems, although the Arsenal captain insists that his priorities lie at Highbury.
I've always said, you know, England's me bonus kind of thing. Arsenal, me bread and butter. They pay me wages, and they, you know, it's the fans here that I kind of work for. So if that comes, then obviously I'll do my best and I'll try and play for England. Obviously it'd be beautiful, brilliant. But Arsenal are my main concern, and England are my kind of bonus.
What's Graham Taylor said to you since you've come back?
He's not really said anything at all. You know, you know, obviously if I get back into the Arsenal team and, you know, play well for Arsenal, then I'm looking at England next step. But who knows?
Well, he's done great since all the problems he's had. Done well, the boy.
Well, this big game tomorrow, Leeds and Arsenal. 4 draws and 1 cup win for Arsenal in the 5 meetings this season.
I know, it's going to be hard for Arsenal because things normally balance out, don't they? And it would not surprise me at all to see Leeds turn them over. You know, it's law of averages, really, isn't it?
Well, it's so tight, Jim, I think anything can happen in that one, and I wouldn't be surprised either if Leeds get a result.
No, tough for Arsenal.